Hi guys, this is a review of the Atoto A6 Android head unit, the A6Y 2721PB, the 2 gig, 32 gig model. Apparently the 2018 model as well, from the label on the box anyway. Read a lot of reviews, took the plunge. I was struck not only by the number of really good reviews, but even the bad ones seemed to get a response from customer service. Actually, I wrote to customer service before I bought the thing just to ask what are the things I should be getting with it, wiring harness, whatever, and got a response within a day. Not too bad. I put this into a 2012 Chrysler 200 convertible. The factory radio is fine. It just didn't have Bluetooth or a touchscreen, and so I just wanted to update a little bit. Doesn't look too bad with the installation kit and so on. Thankfully, it's boxed very well, since Amazon's packers seem to just pick a shipping box at random and tossed it in. It got to me okay, and everything was fine. But I wish I could say the installation went quickly and smoothly, but it took a while. I've got this cheapo soldering iron, and so assembling the new wiring harness took really long. My car is not what you would call upgrade friendly. I had to cut and snap a lot of plastic to get this thing in place. It's not pretty back behind there. I wasn't really impressed with the Metra mounting brackets either. The mounting screws cut into the thin plastic to the point that I had to use washers to keep from slicing clear through. I put the GPS and Wi-Fi antennas over here by the driver's side, and I also hung the external microphone next to the visor. I dropped the dual USB connectors through a hole that I drilled below the heat and AC controls, and then switched power is attached to the cigarette lighter. I also bought the Atoto steering wheel controller, since my 200 has very rudimentary audio controls on the wheel. And an ODB2 unit. All in all, I think it came out pretty well. I plan to add a backup camera at some point, but it'll involve taking part of this out again, which will be very exciting. So far, everything I've tried works wonderfully. I have a small set of favorite radio stations, and I like how I can customize the names on the radio buttons. Don't know if you can read them from the glare here. Oh, you can. Good. The middle one there is I've labeled it Cubs. It's the local ESPN station, so you can guess what I listen to on that. And you can call them by call letters. You can give them names. So there's an oldie station in town, and then public radio, and a country station as well. So not a whole lot of stations that I mess with there. I could add more, but at the moment, that's doing fine. The sound is great. I think it's every bit as good as the factory unit. So I like that part about it as well. I put my lawn mowing playlist on a micro SD card, and the music sounds pretty good as well. I had been just trying a number of different music players. I've ended up with the default, mainly so that it seems to be the only one where I can turn the car off, turn it back on, and it'll remember what song I was playing. So kind of a compromise there. It doesn't do random selections that I know of anyway. I haven't seen that as a choice. So I have it here, and then I just added a second screen with just the little widget for the music itself. So end up doing that. I've got the Audible app installed, and I've downloaded a few books in anticipation of some road trips. Also have Google Maps going. Again, you download the maps just to have them in place so that you don't have to eat up data through your Wi-Fi. For phone calls, I use a widget from the Say app. That's S-A-I-Y. A little hard to find, but very customizable. It's a reincarnation of the Utter app, if that rings any bells. You tap a button, she says, "Yes, Frank, how may I help you?" It's kind of cool. I'm hoping to give her a British accent. I may call her Max. I mention all these apps because it's an Android tablet. It'll look pretty much however you want it to look. I didn't love the stock launcher, for example, so I've been messing around with other ones. This one is Car Launcher Pro. I use Nova Prime on my phone and like it a lot, but I think the Car Launcher Pro, I think, is doing better for me here. I was able to make my own background for it. The little leather kind of matches the leather that's on the dash for the car, and put a Chrysler logo on it, and then added some of their buttons. Again, I don't need it to do a whole lot for me. Just play me the radio, play me some music, get me maps, listen to a book, make a phone call. Some of the others, the Car Web Guru, again, just couldn't get into it. It's probably just operator error. I've seen other folks who've done neat things. But again, remember, you're going to be kind of sitting, in your car, in your driveway or wherever, and just kind of hunched over your dash while you do all of this setup. So it's nice to find something that'll set up quickly. I like the physical buttons along the bottom on this particular unit. They do make other models without, but just a personal choice. I kind of like those. You have the option of making them whatever color you want them to be. The 200 is green buttons, so I changed these to green. So I thought that was kind of neat. The steering wheel remote is a nice way to add some remote functionality. Like I said before, mine doesn't really have much, so with that I can answer the phone, I can change channels, I can raise and lower the volume, so a nice help for me. Bottom line, I think it's a decent head unit. It's a very reasonable price. You've got the flexibility of an Android tablet, so you can keep on messing with it until you get it exactly the way you want, which I think is a great selling point. Would I buy another? Actually, yes. My wife and I have been talking about putting one in our motor home, and partly for that, just to have the backup camera, because I think that would be very cool and just remove a lot of stress. Obviously, your mileage may vary. Read the reviews, do your homework, but I think the A6 could be a great addition to your dash. Enjoy.